Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to Contradiction. And I have now consulted a walkthrough again because I actually did miss something, like actually kinda important. A number of things, really. A couple. First off, I should have thought of going to the greenhouse in the Abbey farm. The hint system would have probably been a good thing to just maybe, try to put me there. Also, but although I will mention or admit that I should have probably worked that out, but this game has gotten so illogical at times that I've lost the ability to just assess what I'm seeing at times. But it's probably the different greenhouse. You. So let's see here. Yep, investigate. Clarks or something.
So James is interested in poppy pods, is he? I think he's got some explaining to do.
Sure. Well, there's that. And I might as well ask James about those since I'm here. But there's also, I'll come back to a contradiction I've also missed, but I'll go to that when I get to the person who actually made the contradiction. So,
A few more questions, please.
let's see here.
What can you tell me about several boxes of dried poppy pods in the greenhouse back there?
Poppy pods.
Feel free to take some if you want.
What are they for, James?
Decoration? Why?
Decoration.
There's a big market for them among the over 70s.
So what are you doing with them?
Selling them to grannies.
Okay,
I'm
James,
sure.
Let's just cut to the chase. Are you extracting opium from them?
Me? I can honestly say I've never done anything like that, Inspector.
Sure about that.
Scout's honour.
You're on.
Who was the guy delivering them?
A friend. Someone gave them to him. He asked me if I wanted them. I said I'd have a look and see if I liked them.
You just thought you'd have a look? No particular reason?
I'm a plant scientist, that's what I do.
Have you ever sold them to anyone else?
I only got them a few minutes ago.
In the past. You know Kate's body had opium in the blood when it was found?
No, I didn't. Hey, that's nothing to do with me.
Let's hope not.
But I think the opium was the morphine, yes? Anyway, but that's I think this is not important, or at least I didn't really notice or read of a contradiction with
Be back later
this.
on if that's okay.
However, I should apparently have noticed a thing with Simon, or at least ask about the poppy pods as well, because why not?
Ask
But
you a couple more things, please. Odd question, but have you ever seen anyone handling dried poppy pods?
Poppy pods? As in, for opium? No. Though James did have opium tea once, I think.
Where did he get it from?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask. James does his own thing.
What does opium tea taste like?
I don't know. I didn't try it.
Really?
I didn't want to risk it, did I? But I went to hospital once. I had codeine and I went into anaphylactic shock. The doctor said it was an opium derivative, apparently, so.
oh, I would have possibly actually picked up on this as well, but indeed, this is the one I was talking about. I misunderstood the reading I did. So yeah, he says he's allergic to opiates. However, he did take some with Kate morphine. That's yeah.
Aha. You and Kate took morphine in the mirror room. That's what you said, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're allergic to opiates, Simon. Opium. You didn't take the morphine at all, did you?
Or you're not
Well, no,
not
no,
allergic.
I didn't. Kate did, though.
I thought you were trying to outdo each other. That was the point, wasn't it?
We weren't trying to outdo each other as such.
Go on.
Ryan wanted me to test Kate. To see how far she would go to be prime candidate.
What candidate?
Prime candidate. It means the best person in the group, basically.
What do you mean test her?
But you do it in pairs. One person's the tester, it's me, and the other person's the...
Victim?
Well, it's not like that. It's completely consensual. It's just boundary testing. Ryan wanted me to test Kate.
Because they thought she was the best student.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I just did what I was told, okay?
Except you decided to give her morphine. To break the law.
Well, I can't change that now, can I? She didn't die of a morphine overdose, did she?
She died because she drowned. But she drowned for reasons that aren't clear.
Atlas seemed to have this all neatly worked out. If Simon's telling the truth, Atlas are lighting the fuse and then retiring to a safe distance, letting students test themselves and push themselves to their limits while avoiding all comeback. Is this what happened to Kate?
Possibly so. Since I'm here, might as well
Probably be back later.
like check with Emma if she likes poppy pods or prime candidates or whatever.
Strange question. Have you ever known of anyone selling dried poppy pods?
Poppy pods? Don't think so. Isn't that opium?
Kind of. It's okay.
Great.
Do you know what a prime candidate is at Atlas?
Yes, it's what every student wants to be. It's the best student. Apparently you get a great high-paid job afterwards. I don't think that really happens, though.
Did you know anyone in the running to be prime candidate?
What, like Simon? I don't think they picked Simon, to be honest. Well, he's got too many morals, and you can't have both at Atlas.
I don't think he has morals, sorry. Okay, that's done then. I don't think there's anything there.
That's it for the time being, thank you.
And since I'm, in the town, I might as well check with Rebecca about all this, these pods and prime candidates, just in case. Indeed, I'm not sure exactly what is completely needless and not, but might as well.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
So,
What do you know about poppy pods?
Go on.
Ever come across anyone trying to sell them or anything like that? Maybe even in here?
Not that I remember.
do you remember James selling them then? Because, yes.
Do you know what a prime candidate is?
At Atlas. It's the best student.
And what does that mean?
It means they get a guaranteed job with a very good salary. Well, that's the idea anyway.
But
Mostly they aren't up to it.
what happens then?
They get sacked.
Great. Well, now we know that much.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
And then I believe we should go. Well, Paul is in the area. I would like to hear Paul say poppy pods.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
What do you know about poppy pods?
Poppy pod?
Ever come across anyone selling them, using them?
No.
Well, at least now we have that, but also prime candidates.
What are prime candidates?
The best of the bunch. The peaches.
And so what does it mean to be a prime candidate?
Success. We have a special relationship with many major international companies. We provide them with our best students. And they get an instant job.
And what do you get out of it?
Well, it's a little kickback. It's just business, Inspector.
Right. James mentioned selling them as slaves, but we'll see. We'll see what that actually turns out to be. But,
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
they do seem like they're going about a lot of devil stuff. So there is that, or mind control, whatever, hypnosis, all that good stuff. However, now let's go see Ryan about stuff. Hello. Here we are.
Couple more questions, if that's okay.
So, prime candidates.
Now, tell me what a prime candidate is.
You're learning a lot, aren't you, Inspector? Prime candidates are simply the best students, the ones with the most potential.
And what benefits do they get from that?
Well, they get the top job.
Which is?
Well, we have a deal with various multinationals. We train students to be exceptional, truly exceptional. And they get a wonderful top job. It seems a very simple deal.
And how do you decide who the prime candidate is? Do you test students?
No.
Did you ever, say, ask Simon to test Kate, for instance?
Oh, you've actually been speaking to Simon, haven't you? I really wouldn't trust anything that Simon Thompson says. You know, he spent the best part of 2 months trying to undermine Kate. No. Now, Simon Thompson, it really isn't my place to speculate, but if you're looking for motives, Inspector, he certainly had a few motives. More than I.
A motive to kill her, do you mean?
Now, that's very interesting, Inspector. Well, that's up to you to decide.
Well, we'll see.
Know anything about poppy pods? Come across anyone selling them or anything?
Poppy pods. Well, don't tell anyone, Inspector, but I hear that you can make opium out of those. Why do you ask?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, then. And I still don't think I've seen you drink that glass at all, but oh well. Okay, well, I actually...
Be back later on, if that's okay.
I was wondering if they'd give me a clue on that, but apparently I need to go here, behind Brandon House, and use the key thing. Come now. Key fob thing. Sure. Let's check the car. I mean, we don't need a warrant to check anyone's car, right? I mean, no one's looking. That's good enough, right? Yes. Yes, let's just take their stuff as in envelopes.
Bingo. Well, Ryan, what have you been up to? Be very interesting to see how he explains this one.
£500 to Kate. Okay. If you say so. Okay, and this back to Ryan with this then. I think they actually mentioned that the fob had the word Ryan in it. For some reason, my mind just didn't register that. I'm dumb. That's normal. Yes, good. I'm a very good policeman, officer, inspector, human, man, person. No. Yes, good. Great. Okay. Ryan, why £500? Are you gonna buy an Xbox for her? Oh, sorry, wrong room. Or was it?
A few more questions,
yes.
please.
Okay. I sure.
Would you like to explain what this is, please, Ryan? £500 intended for Kate. It fell out of your car. At least I assume that's your car on the driveway at Brandon House.
Fell out. Yes.
So why were you going to give Kate £500, Ryan?
It was just a little incentive, that's all. Just a little incentive.
Not very little, Ryan. £500.
She was a very good student. We heard that she was leaving. We wanted to give her something.
But you didn't.
Well, obviously not.
Are you sure there wasn't any other reason you might want to give her this? Personal reason?
No!
Well, I'd like to keep hold of this for a little while, if you don't mind.
Well, don't consider it a bribe, will you, Inspector?
Right. And let's see here. I am now looking for... Money meant as a little incentive. And this I would have just forgotten about, because this feels like it was 14 years ago. But there's a mention at auto-hypnosis that students aren't coerced or bribed in any way. A good contradiction, but That's so far just... That has dropped out of my mind like last Tuesday or whenever.
Aha. So, students aren't coerced or bribed in any way, except Kate.
I'm not sure what you mean.
You said you were going to give Kate the £500 as an incentive. That's coercion, isn't it?
I really don't think you could call it coercion, Inspector.
Yes, I could.
It was an incentive, that's all, a little encouragement.
Coercion is
How
that.
often do you use incentives?
Okay, incentive is probably the wrong word. The money was just to see how Kate would respond. It was part of her assessment.
And no, it wasn't.
Assessment.
We have to assess students as they progress. We don't use conventional methods like sitting an exam or anything like that. People pay for this course per session. We have to know if they're committed or not.
So you're assessing their progress and testing their commitment?
Yes, we are. We have to. This is a business, not a charity.
If they are paying to you...
So Ryan's claiming the money was part of Kate's assessment. And did this assessment also involve threshold testing, I wonder? Or was the money for something else?
Right. If they are paying you per session, I think they're committed. Just, you know, I have a clue that I think they're then committed if they pay you per session, you idiot. That doesn't make any sense, Ryan. You're bad at this. Okay, So, let's see here. I'm trying to like, Atlas, wow, like, Atlas Prime candidates, check for, like, okay, so apparently now I'm looking for, again, now this gets so hard, I would never get any of these. So it's like, let's see here. Students aren't tested. And let's see here. I'm looking to find this. Gave the money to Kate to test assessor.
Aha.
Sure.
Well, which one is it, Ryan?
Contradiction, but I
Do you
wouldn't have
test
like
students
remembered
or
that
not?
anymore.
Well, some of them, yes.
Including Kate?
Yes.
Why was she being tested?
She was being tested because we wanted to see if she was good enough to become prime candidate, okay?
So Kate was in the running to be prime candidate?
Yes!
And did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, I did. But I didn't ask him to do anything stupid. He knew it was against course rules.
How far did you ask him to push her?
I didn't ask him to push her. I asked him to test her. There's a huge difference. If Simon decided to give her too much caffeine or morphine or whatever, that's his responsibility. So if he did anything wrong, it was his own responsibility. He did it with his own mind and his own hand. We had nothing to do with it.
I'm sure. Except you did everything to do with it, but that's life.
Midnight, and still no suspect, unless you count everyone I've interviewed. It's no surprise that Ryan wants to avoid any suggestion of being responsible for Kate's death, but I wonder if the man protests just a little too much.
Okay, here we are then. It says after midnight, didn't... I was under the impression that now I would no longer be able to solve this, but apparently I'm still here solving this. How did you... Fine, okay. Now... So... Apparently... Well, since I'm at the pub, I might as well just, you know... Since I have the £500, I might as well ask Rebecca about that as well.
Ask you a couple more things, please.
Oh.
Did you know Kate Vine was a prime candidate?
No.
Sure, thanks. That helps a lot. And wouldn't know about... Best not to ask. Why? Maybe she'd know everything. Again, that's...
Okay, that's it for now.
That's a...
Thank you.
Conclusion jump here. Real quick, if Simon and Emma are again still awake.
Just a few more questions,
At,
if you don't mind.
hello, at midnight. How about talking to me about?
Do you know whether Kate was in the running to be prime candidate or not?
I don't, but I do think she would have been chosen just because she was, Kate.
You didn't discuss it with Kate?
No. No, she never talked about Atlas.
And wouldn't know about money. You make assumptions, Jenks. That's the mother of all F-ups I hear. I think it was in a movie once. Okay.
How do you think you'd have reacted if you'd found out that Kate had been chosen to be prime candidate?
Simon?
Was she?
I'm just asking how you think you'd react.
I don't know. I wouldn't react in any way, really. I'm not bothered. I don't think she was, though.
What makes you think that?
Well, it's just an impression I got. She's a bit flaky, to be honest. She's just not really prime candidate material.
And you are? With your giving morphine to everyone and such? Okay.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
James would probably not know about any of this, but you never know when it's a real quick thing to check, so just hello James, talk to me. Tell me everything.
Ask about a few more things, please.
Wouldn't know. Okay, thank you, bye.
That's all for the moment, thank you.
So, I would have to imagine Paul Rand would be the person to ask about stuff then, because that's the only one I haven't yet checked. Yes.
Couple more questions, if that's okay?
So, 500 check.
Now, why do you think Ryan might want to give Kate a cheque for £500?
I've really no idea. Where did you find it?
Just outside.
Oh, sure.
Better ask him.
You think Ryan was interested romantically in Kate?
I know he has a weakness for blondes, but I didn't think it had gone so far as his offering them cash.
She wasn't blonde, was she? I think Kate was a brunette, yeah? Paul? Are you so much Satan you made her hair dark overnight or something? I don't know.
Was Kate a prime candidate?
Well, as Ryan has probably already told you, yes, she was.
Did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, it's company policy. Leaders don't get involved.
And it covers your back, of course.
Well, nobody knows the students better than they do, Inspector. It's much better to let them just work it out among themselves.
It isn't very professional to force students to test each other to the point where one of them gets killed, Paul.
We don't force students to do anything that they don't want to do, Inspector.
So you don't force them into being tested?
No, we don't encourage anybody to hurt or offend anybody else here.
You don't use threshold testing, for instance?
No. If Simon Thompson went too far with Kate, that's his responsibility, not ours. He's the one you should be speaking to, if truth be told. I don't trust him myself.
Great. However, you said you don't use threshold testing. However, CD in the mirror room on the course is kind of that. Although again, I would never have gotten that on my own.
You say you don't endorse threshold testing, that's the phrase, isn't it?
Yes.
Except you do, Paul, because you told me that the students use that CD in the mirror room. I've listened to that CD, and it very clearly mentions threshold testing. You keep batting this away, Paul. We don't really use hypnosis. The students aren't really tested, but I am this close to launching a full-scale investigation.
Look, we get a kickback from these students, and they have to be exceptional. Of course we have to test them. That doesn't mean we do anything illegal. What do you think we do? Bump off the ones we don't like?
Well, that depends on how far you push them, doesn't it?
Well, we certainly don't kill them. Nobody here wanted Kate dead.
I'm sure they didn't. But what do you expect, Paul, when you put students under that much pressure?
She was a very, very valuable student. She was worth a lot to the business.
Really? And how much would that be?
But if you really want to know, 50 grand.
She was worth 50 grand?
Yes.
What, you were selling her?
Of course we were selling her. You don't get this, do you? We make perfect employees. Month after month. That's all we do.
What do you mean, perfect employees?
What big business needs, Inspector, more than anything else, is none of this altruistic, goody-goody crap. What we look for is people with ambition, no ethics, push, greed is good, all right? We don't deal with all this comfort stuff. The survival of the fittest, that's all there is. There's no higher purpose, no big plan. There's nothing at the end of the rainbow, except what you have and you can enjoy in the here and now.
And what do you enjoy now, Paul?
His chair. Which is comfortable.
You're going to have to excuse me, Inspector. I'm a very busy man. I've got work to do.
I'll see myself out.
Yes, that is a very commanding presence there, Mr. Jenks. Yes. Hi.
Lovely man, your father.
Shut the gate on your way out.
Oh. Let's eavesdrop, yes. Or eyes drop. Anyway.
He's doing his level best to shut this place down. Get rid of him.
He's a policeman. We can't just...
You saw this, right? You man up and you sort it. Tonight.
Why don't you man up and sort it, because you're the one who wants to do the horrible crime there. Bad Satan, yes. Kyle. The a-hole in the forest, I think. Okay then.
That doesn't sound good. Two totally morally bankrupt men are plotting to get rid of me. It's midnight. I don't have any backup and I don't even have a mobile phone. This is potentially quite bad.
Oh.
What's Kyle got to do with it? I think I might make my way over to Atlas while Ryan isn't there. Maybe lock myself in.
Maybe call the police. I mean, there's a phone box right here, so call the chief. You know, hello, send backup. Hello, backup? Yes? Hello? Give backup, yes? Give lots of police backup and everything that comes... Aha! Right, so again, oh, I'm sorry, the police is closed. Oh man, there's some things. Oh, by Jove! How dare they do a crime after midnight? The police are on their sleepy time, tea breaks, and all that. We can't be expected to be open at night. We are the police of. Okay, sure, yeah. Lovely, yes. Okay, but I might as well talk to Simon again because we have.
A few more questions, please.
Oh, wait, I had already talked to Simon about everything. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so now what?
Back later on, if that's okay.
Hint system? I'm sure someone has not told me something. final trip to the woods. Well, let's final trip to the woods. Oh, Atlas does. I thought they would like go from the lodge to the Atlas like through the woods, so I wouldn't. But okay, is it the clearing again? Just saying. It's always been the clearing. Yeah. Hi, you, the person who told me about Liam.
Prove to me that you're man enough to do this, Kyle, and then you can deal with that ridiculous police inspector.
That's a fire hazard, just saying.
What is this? What the hell? Scotland Yard, not hell. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Inspector. What are you doing here?
Inspecting. So, come on. Let's have it.
I don't think you'd understand, Inspector.
No kidding.
What you can do is turn around, go away, and leave us to it.
Knife.
What?
That knife gives me a perfect right to stick my nose in, investigate, and interfere.
This is all part of the Atlas course. It's a physical endurance exercise.
I'm sure.
The knife, Kyle.
Kyle.
Yes.
Drop it!
Drop it.
Not looking 100% brilliant for you, Ryan.
Well, please, Inspector, you've poked your nose into Atlas's affairs enough times to know that imaginative flair is part of the course's success.
I'm sure,
yes.
yes.
Reinforced by a unique emotional experience.
Such as death and murder,
Terror?
yes.
It's an extremely evocative tool.
Well, it's a good job you're not in charge of the national curriculum.
Now look, Inspector, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're thinking.
No, you don't.
But believe me, Atlas had nothing to do with the deaths of those people.
Yes, this knife has nothing to...
Account of a satanic sacrifice in the woods. That's not what we call circumstantial evidence, Ryan.
Simon. Now, I saw Simon walking home with Kate last Friday after the meeting. Now, Simon had some strange idea that he was in the running to become prime candidate. Well, a knob of butter has more chance of becoming prime minister. Oh, wait.
So are you telling me that...
Simon killed her? Well, it seems reasonable. It's likely, isn't it?
Any more likely than you, Ryan?
Right. Oh no, you don't get to kill... Oh no. Haha.
I know. Police brutality.
You might have just hit him with a knife while we're at it, you know, saves the world some trouble, but oh well.
It's alright. Are you okay?
She might be in shock. Don't maybe let her just go away and die in the woods. Jenks? That... Oh well. You're a very good police officer, man. Yes, but I am all out of time for this episode, but I got a feeling we're running into a crescendo here so I have just this inkling that the next episode will probably be the last one. I have this guess of just yes, okay. But I do hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have, please do drop a like or a comment or even subscribe or share if you want to. It would really, really help. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.